Hello everyone, and today I'll show you guys a tutorial on how to make a main menu for your Roblox game. So in this tutorial we'll need Explore and Properties. So you're going to click on View, Explore, and Properties. Now in our Explorer we're going to find and search for Started UI. There you go. And now we're going to hit this plus button. Now we're going to search for Screen GUI. If you don't have the Screen GUI, then you can just search for it, Screen GUI. There we go. Click on it and bam, you have your Screen GUI. Now I'm going to rename the Screen GUI to Tutorial GUI. There. You can rename it to anything you want. I'm just going to rename it to this tutorial. So now we're going to click this plus button again, and we're going to add a button, a text button. If you don't have this text button, you can of course search for it, text button, and bam. Now we have our text button right here. I'm going to just drag it into the center, but now instead of the center, I'm going to move it up a little bit. So we have space for our second button, which we're going to do later. So now I'm going to rename this button to Play Button. You can rename it to anything. And now I'm going to design this button. You can follow me and you can copy my design, but again, you don't have to. So I'm going to make this button like bluish, like this. I'm going to add a UI corner, which will round the corners of this button. See how they're rounded? And you can also change the corner radius. So you can do 10, and they're a bit more rounded. I like it. Now I'm going to scroll down all the way, and I'm going to search for text color. I'm going to make it just white. Then in the text, I'm going to change it to play. Text scaled true, and then I'm going to change the font face to Fedorka 1, and I'm going to make it bold. And also one more thing, I'm going to add a text stroke color to black, so it has that text stroke. Here's our button. Now I'm just going to duplicate this button by clicking Control D or right clicking it, click duplicate. There we go. Now I'm going to rename this button to Credits Button. I'm going to drag it down a bit. Bam, there you go. Now you have two buttons. And now I'm going to change the text of this button. Instead of play, I'm going to click credits, type credits. There we go. You can add as many buttons as you want. Now in our play button, we're going to add a local script. There we go. And we're going to delete this print hello world. And now in this button, we're going to make it so both of these buttons are going to go down when I click on the play. So we're going to do script.Parent.Mouse button, one click, connect, function, and our function is going to be click. There we go. And now we're going to do script.Parent. No, not that. Colon TweenPosition. We're going to udim2.new script.Parent.Position.X.Scale. There you go. Now comma. We're going to do script.Parent.Position.X. We're going to do offset. There you go. Now comma 1, comma 0. Now we're going to go in between these two. We're going to do comma, brackets, in, out, and then comma again, brackets, sine, and then comma 0.5. There you go. This is just for one of our buttons. We can copy this script and then paste it on the next line and change this up right here to .parent and another parent. Oops. .parent.parent instead of just one parent, because this is the second button. So this is our play button right here, and this is our credits button right here. So now we're gonna go down one more line, and we're gonna do for I equals 1, 25 do wait. We're gonna wait 0.1 second. Wait, 0.01. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to our place, and then we're gonna search for lightning in our Explorer, and then click this plus, and now we're gonna search for blur effect. I already have blur effect here, but you can always search for it. Blur effect. We're gonna add this blur effect and see how this, now our background is blurred. Now we're gonna go back to our button script, to our local script, and now we're gonna add game, not get meta table. We're gonna add game dot lighting dot blur dot size equals game dot lighting dot blur dot size -3. There you go. Now, if we test this out real quickly, both of our buttons should smoothly go down and the blur effect should disappear. Okay, wait, there's an error. Oh, that's right. I forgot to do script.Parent.Parent.CreditsButton. There we go. Now this should work. There we go. Now it works. So now we're gonna go, we're gonna create a credits tab. So we're gonna click this plus button again and see how I have nothing. Sometimes that happens, but we're gonna search for a frame. There we go. Click on this frame. This frame should pop up, and I'm gonna like put it in the center, I guess, of the buttons, and then just size it to how much I want. This is gonna be my credits frame in the center. There we go. And now I'm gonna rename this frame to credits frame. There we go. Now I'm gonna design it. So my background color, I want it to be, this color is good. And now I also want some rounded corners on this, so I'm gonna add UI corner. As you can see, now I have rounded corners. And now I'm gonna add a text label. So I'm gonna click the plus button again, and I'm gonna add a text label. So now I'm gonna design this label real quickly. So I'm gonna do background color, background transparency to 1, so there's no background. And then I'm gonna scroll down, and I'm gonna change the text to credits, and then text scale true. Text color would be white. Text stroke transparency is 0 because we want that stroke. And then I'm gonna change the font to Fedorka 1 and bold. There we go. Now this is our credits label. We can rename this to credits label. There we go. And now I'm also gonna add another credit. No, I'm gonna duplicate this credits label. There we go. Just bring it down, make it a bit smaller. And now I'm gonna change the text to made by, and then you. Basically, for me, it will be my username romkich09. So it will be romkich09. There we go. And now also I'm gonna rename this to dev label, like developer label. And now in our credits frame, I'm gonna add a button, text button, and I'm gonna rename this to close credits button. And I'm gonna size it to be 50 by 50. There we go. Now I'm gonna put it in the corner. I'm gonna make the background transparency to 1. And in the text, I'm gonna change the text to an X. I'm gonna change the text color to red. And then I'm gonna text scale true. and then font face or font style Fedorka 1. There we go. I'm not gonna add any stroke to this one because it looks good without the stroke. Now in our button we're gonna add a local script, and in this button we're gonna add this script. So script.Parent.Mouse-Button one click connect function, and then enter script.Parent.Parent.Visible equals false. Now I'm gonna make this credits frame already invisible, and now in our credits button I'm gonna add a local script, and this is gonna be the button that opens the credits up. So script.Parent.Mouse-Button one click connect function, there we go, script.Parent.Parent.CreditsFrame.Visible equals true. Now if we test it out, when I click this credits button, our credits frame should show up. There you go. And when I click this close button, our credits frame should disappear. There you go. Now for the buttons, bam. This is your tutorial. You can modify it as you want, you know, change it however you want. You can also add a another text label. Let me search for text label, and this could be your game title. For example, background transparency 1. We're gonna do the color, text color to white, text scale true, and then font face or font style Fedorka 1. We're also gonna add a stroke to it, so text stroke transparency 0. And now we're gonna change this to also bold. I'm gonna make it bold, and it can be game name. So it's gonna be your game name. We're gonna make this a bit bigger, like that. There you go. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed and you learned something from this video. See ya in the next tutorial.